Well, folks, Todd Bowles has come out and said that the Bucs need more production from their edge rushers. Let's talk about it. Shout out Sleeper, by the way, and more on them a little bit later on in this video. So, after the Bucs lost to the Buffalo Bills, when asked on how he would assess the production from the edge rushers, Todd Bowles said, "quote We need more. We need more." And I wanted to deep dive into this today a little bit and take a look at some advanced statistics from around the NFL, just in terms of team advanced statistics. Then, after we get a clear picture of that, dive into the Bucs advanced statistics, okay? Because who is Todd Bowles talking about, right? Edge rushers, stuff like that, needing more production. Is it multiple guys? Is it one guy? Well, let's dive into it. So, firstly, whenever we look at the top 6 teams in terms of blitzes, the most times blitzed in the NFL right now, the Bucs check in at number 4. Okay, and I wanted to highlight all 6 of these teams because I feel like they are comparable in some ways. These are the teams around the Bucs, be it a little bit above them or a little bit below them in terms of sending the blitz. Okay, the Bucs have blitzed 110 times this year. Okay, there's only 3 teams above them: the Falcons, the Vikings, and the Steelers. Only 2 teams below them: the Broncos and the Dolphins. Whenever we take a look at the blitzing percentage, the Bucs are blitzing a little bit over a fourth of the time at a 27.6% here. Okay, the Dolphins are a little bit above them. Same with the Steelers, Falcons, and Vikings are way above them. But you guys will see here, okay, for as much as the Bucs have been blitzing, they're certainly not getting a lot of quarterback hurries. Out of these 6 teams that are highlighted here, the Bucs are the second worst out of the top blitzing teams in terms of quarterback hurries. Only the Falcons are below them in terms of the total number, but the hurry percentage does paint us a clearer picture where, again, they're the second lowest hurry percentage team out of all of these 6 that have blitzed as much as they have so far this year. The Vikings are way above them. The Dolphins are way above them. The Falcons, Broncos are above them. The Bucs sit at 5.3%. So 5.3% of the time that whenever the opposing quarterback drops back, they are hurrying him, which means that they're forcing him to throw earlier or they're chasing him out of the pocket. That's abysmal, right? That is just abysmal. That is well below league average right now. That's well below in the bottom half tier of the league. Okay, quarterback knockdowns, it's a similar story. The Bucs are at 26 right now. The Falcons aren't doing very good at that, but the Bucs still aren't doing very good at that either. You take a look, 26 quarterback knockdowns. Again, it's below the average right now, especially for the amount of times that they have been blitzing, okay? And I understand that the Dolphins and the Falcons have not been great at that either, but you look at these top tier echelon teams in terms of pass rush, the Broncos, the Steelers, the Vikings, they're having way more success at knocking down the quarterback after the throw, okay? Whereas the Bucs, again, in terms of percentages, in terms of overall totals, above average, okay? Sacks, on paper, you would look at this and be like, well, they're like 15th in sacks right now, let's say, or maybe around there. What's the problem with that, right? Let's take a look at pressures. This is one that's also interesting as well, where you take a look at the overall pressures for the Bucs, it's at 73. Again, probably right around league average is what we're looking at, but all the teams that are blitzing just as much, if not a little bit less or a little bit more than them, are all above them, besides the Atlanta Falcons, who are just barely below them with 71. Even in pressuring percentage, which is, again, hurries plus knockdowns plus all sack plays, out of all these teams that are blitzing a ton, the Bucs are last. Okay, so they are just not landing on these blitzes under any circumstances in terms of overall efficiency, in terms of overall numbers and stuff like that. They're not getting the job done, whereas these other teams are. Okay, but let's take a look deeper at the edge rushers specifically. Okay, so whenever we take a look at blitzes, this doesn't really factor this much into edge rushers, in my opinion, because you expect them to get after the quarterback, okay? So, like, Yaya being blitzed, Reddick being blitzed, Braswell, Nelson, because those are your 4, right? Those are your top 4. And keep in mind, Reddick has missed 3 games now. He's missed 3 games now with injury, okay? Ankle and knee injuries. So keep that in mind also. But look, taking the blitzing out of it, let's just kind of move past that. Let's go to quarterback hurries. You see, Yaya Diaby does lead the way with 5, and Hassan Reddick is tied for third with 2. Nelson and Braswell, that's your third and fourth edge rushers, have 1 quarterback hurry combined. That's not good enough. What about quarterback knockdowns? Again, Yaya and Hassan Reddick, they have 8 combined. Chris Braswell and Anthony Nelson, 2 combined. 2 combined. That's not good enough. Sacks. Yaya Diaby has 4. That's great. Anthony Nelson has 3. Okay, good. Hassan Reddick has 1.5. Chris Braswell, goose egg, gang, 0. Not getting anything done. But the pressures is where it really starts to come into play. Yaya has 14, as you guys can see right here. Hassan Reddick has 7. Keep in mind, he has missed 3 games due to injury now. Anthony Nelson and Chris Braswell, 6 combined. If you took that, them combined already is less pressures than Hassan Reddick, and they are, have 3 games above Reddick, right? Because Reddick's missed 3 games due to injury. You take their number combined and double it, it's still not as much as Yaya Diaby. So right now, whenever we look at the Buccaneers' edge rushing room, it's Yaya Diaby, it's some of Hassan Reddick, and like 1% of Anthony Nelson, and then getting nothing from Chris Braswell, right? Barely anything from Nelson and Braswell, really, overall. I mean, you would look at that 3 sack number and be like, what do you mean? He's second on the team in sacks. But whenever you look at these advanced statistics, wildly inconsistent, inefficient, and ineffective is what we're seeing from the depth of these edge rushers. And here's the thing. The Bucs have done this to themselves. Look, I understand that if you would ask somebody, they would say, well, we drafted David Walker. What do you mean? He tore his ACL very early on in training camp and preseason and whatnot. You didn't replace him. You have guys like Marquise Watts. He's not offering anything. He's a special teamer. Muhammad Kamara. He's not offering anything. He's a special teamer. Todd Bowles has come out and said this. You can't have Todd Bowles come out and say, like, hey, we need more production from our edge rushers, when really, as a coach, and even Jason Light as the general manager, you have done nothing to help out this process, right? To bring in more depth. You just said, well, hey, Anthony Nelson is going to be Anthony Nelson, and we are banking on the production of Chris Braswell, and it has failed miserably so far this year, where this unit as a whole is not producing to the standards that they should be, based on how much they are blitzing and trying to get after the quarterback and whatnot. And they're having to blitz a ton, by the way, because of the ineffectiveness of their edge rushers. And this was a problem that, why didn't you make a trade at the NFL trade deadline? Why didn't you sign somebody whenever David Walker went down with the injury? I mean, let's take a look at this, everybody. I mean, look. There are people out there. Jadeveon Clowney was out there. You didn't bring him in. Tyus Bowser's still out there. Carl Lawson is out there. You didn't bring him in. Boogie Basham is out there. You didn't bring him in. Like, there are still, I understand that there are, none of these names are really going to wow and jump off the page and stuff like that. But, like, for goodness sakes, if you are getting this level of ineffectiveness from your third and fourth pass rushers, mix it up. Try something different. We're not seeing them change. We're just seeing them say, well, we hope they can produce more. You're not, I mean, heck, at this point, if you really feel that way, give Marquise Watts a shot. Give Muhammad Kamara a shot. I mean, we heard Larry Foote talk very glowingly about Muhammad Kamara whenever they had brought him into the practice squad. Give that kid a shot. If you really feel this way of this, we need more production. And we see here that Anthony Nelson and Chris Braswell combined are not getting the same efficiency and production of Hassan Reddick, and less than half of the production of Yaya Diaby in terms of getting after the quarterback. So if that's how ineffective and if that's how bad your third and fourth edge rushers are being, why are we seeing this team sit on their hands? Why are we seeing this team not sit there and say, well, give this guy a shot or give that guy a shot? It feels like a negligence at this point. It feels like they just kind of throw up their hands and just say, well, All we can do is hope for these guys to produce more, and that's just not true. You could make change. You could have made changes. You refuse to. You can still make some minor tweaks if you want to. I don't think they will. So to just sit here and say, yeah, we do need more production. You had many chances to bring in people, and I understand that they brought in Hassan Reddick, and he has been hurt. But like you had many chances to go out there and get another third guy, or still maybe get like somebody into this rotation where it's like, hey, Anthony Nelson and Chris Braswell aren't getting it done. Let's have somebody else go out there that we signed, a veteran or something like that. You don't have that. I mean, you have Marquise Watts and Muhammad Kamara, and you're not even giving those guys shots, and they're just hoping for more production. And I don't see it. I don't see it coming anytime soon, until Reddick gets back. Which again, like, not a very deep room if it's all Yaya Diaby, some Hassan Reddick, and then absolutely nothing after that. Not exactly the deepest room in the world. So let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions about it. I'd love to hear about it more down in the comments section below. One more thing, shout out to Sleeper, the proud sponsor of this channel. Folks, making your picks is as simple as hitting just a couple of buttons. If you guys do use the code MrBucs, you will get a 100% match up to $100. That is, again, whenever you use the code MrBucs. Again, just for signing up, everybody, you get $20 for free. So make sure to go sign up for Sleeper and enjoy football the way it was meant to be. That is together. Folks, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.